Hi everyone, welcome to Hong Kong. Over there is Mongkok, officially the busiest district in the world with over 300,000 people per square mile. But just a few minutes away from here, it's a totally different world. So follow me. Argyle Street and carry on under the bridge. 2 minutes later you reach Kadoorie Avenue. Carry on walking uphill for about 5 minutes. Walk around the bend and you will discover like an open air museum of 1930s Art Deco and Bauhaus buildings. You can see some lovely white house in the background. And straight away you can see this is really special house. This round stairwell. Now I'm not an expert on architecture, so if anybody out there does know what style this is, you can leave a comment below. But I'm gonna guess possibly Art Deco or Bauhaus style. This one, however, I'm going to shout it out now that this is an Art Deco with its glass blocks. So there's row after row of them on this side. Some of them still with all their old 1930s original features, like the window frames. And on this side, well, greenery. And another thing you're going to notice a lot of is razor wire. Lots of razor wire. The people around here are rich. This is an exclusive enclave for the rich and famous of Hong Kong. People like movie stars, media moguls, and people involved in property, of course. If you carry on over this side, I mean, a house with a turret. Oh. And the people behind are in the new buildings looking down on this magnificent view. There's hardly any people that live in this area. Over here at number 24 we've got another very unique one. It looks like it would have been some kind of religious building in the 1930s. I don't know why. It just feels like it should have monks or something living inside. So I mention it's number 24 because down here we've got a new construction going on. And as you will see, this is St. George's Mansions. And they're advertising it like this. This is what it's going to look like. And they're advertising it as Kadoorie Avenue. There's only one thing wrong with that, however. That new development is not in Kadoorie Avenue. It is in Argyle Street down below, and we'll go down and have a look at it later. So this is the notice where they're talking about this plot. And it says the name of the street and the street number of the development is 24A Kadoorie Avenue. So that just proves how desirable and how exclusive this area is, and how much people will pay extra just for this address to live next to rich and famous people. So another new one up here, as you can see, razor wire everywhere. Not only do they love their privacy, they love the protection. As you can see, we've got CCTV, razor wire. I'm pretty certain the amount of razor wire you have is equal to the amount of money that you've got. 2 more cameras coming up here. Got some beautiful shrubs, tree-lined avenue. You can't find this in many places in Hong Kong, I can tell you. So this is why people love this area. We'll just nip up here a little while. A little bit more quiet. So, as I've mentioned, there is so much security around here. CCTV, razor wire, more CCTV up here. And look at this, they've even got at the end here, they've got a private road. For goodness sake, I don't know any private roads anywhere else. And later on, you're probably even going to see private security guards. We'll have a look at those later. So we're going to head up now to St George's Court and the St George's Apartments. They even have their own little taxi sign that when they want a taxi, they press a button and the taxi knows to come up and get them. So same story as in some of the other places. Heavy security. Look how quiet it is. Well, that's a main road, but a shortcut main road, and people go through it. But if you live up a cul-de-sac like this, I mean, it's just a different world from Mongkok. So, up ahead is where one of the most famous people in Hong Kong lives, and this is the home of Apple media mogul Jimmy Lai. And if you follow Hong Kong politics at all, you know he's a bit of a thorn in the side of the Hong Kong government and the mainland Chinese government. So we're going to carry on up to the apartments. So, some other period flats. 1930s Art Deco, somebody? Original windows. Private property, no trespassing. And private security. So all high walls. Looks a bit like a prison, but it's not. This was the residence of Hong Kong's most famous singer and movie star, Andy Lau. I don't know who lives there now, but if you want your privacy and exclusivity, that's the place to go. So I'm going to carry on, see some more fabulous buildings. So, Braga Circuit. JP Braga was the man who started to develop lots of these buildings around here. And we're going to have another look down, just a look. I'm not going to risk walking down it just in case the security guards come out and say, what the hell are you up to? But here we go. Private road, lined on both sides by Bauhaus, Art Deco. Really should research it and find out what is the difference, but great view nonetheless. So, huge garages where they keep all their... Well, I know that they keep their expensive cars in there because I've seen them when they're open. But here's a nice sweeping block. And this is not their house, this is actually just their outhouses. The really nice house and flat is behind. And behind here is one of my favourite houses. Again, I'm going to say this is definitely an Art Deco house with its glass blocks. When I first started coming here, the gates weren't here. if you take a look at my Instagram account, you will see a very old picture that I took before the gates went up, and this is probably the best example of an Art Deco house around here. So, as I said before, this is actually Argyle Street, and you can see it's a much busier road. And this is the St George's Mansions going up behind, and this will be what it looks like. Millionaires Road. And if you want to reserve one, call this number. Behind, you can see the landmark of this area, the clock tower, and obviously they're going to preserve the clock tower because everybody knows this is a place to come. This is the end of this walkabout of Kadoorie Avenue. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe and hit the notifications bell. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.